Hey everyone, it's Becca with Text Divine Guide 1111, and I did a special kind of reading today. I wanted to do a reading on the karmic. I wanted to go a little bit deep into the mind of the karmic and her point of view. Now, I say her, but a karmic partner doesn't have to be actually a woman. It could be, a man too. It could, a karmic partner can be a mother, a father, a brother, a sister. It could be a family member, okay? But for the purposes of this reading, I'm channeling a karmic partner who is in a relationship with the divine masculine, okay? That is who I'm channeling today. So for the purposes of that, I will read it that way. And when I speak, I will speak it that way, okay? Not all of you have a divine masculine who's in a karmic relationship. So, if that is not your case, then this reading is not for you, okay? So, this reading is if there is a type of influence in your divine masculine's life, okay? That, and that influence has an impact on your relationship with him, okay? So, but again, for the purposes of this reading, I am going to read this in the aspect that a divine masculine is in a relationship with someone else. This is how I'm going to read it and say it, okay, just for the purposes of this video, okay? But just keep in mind that it does not have to be that way, okay? So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. So I wanted to know, when I was shuffling the cards, I asked Spirit, please tell me, does the karmic partner know that the divine masculine, has a twin flame? And if so, how does she feel about it? If she knows, how does she feel about it? Okay, so that is the question that I asked, and then I got the cards. Okay, so the first card that came up was the Six of Cups. Okay, now, this card, this deck is the vice versa deck, okay? So this is the deck that I used for this reading, and so of course the pictures are going to be a little bit different, okay? Now in this picture, okay, in this deck, you have a man and you have a woman. The woman is swimming around in this lake, and this gentleman is coming up and he's talking to her, and you can tell that they know each other. You can tell that they're comfortable with each other, and you can tell that they're they're really enthused with each other, okay? So this right away told me that yes, absolutely, does the karmic know that the divine masculine has a connection with somebody else? Yes, that was confirming that, and so I took that, I took that as a yes, okay? So, moving on, I have the Page of Pentacles, okay? So to me, this is the karmic, okay? You have a person who's sitting there with this pentacle in their hand. They're really, really looking at it. They're observing it. They're really just kind of, they're really engaged in this pentacle, okay? And, I have my theory on that, but let's move on, okay? I'll come back to that. So the next card that I have is the Five of Pentacles, okay? Now in this card, you see this man. He's sitting. He's sitting down on a stool. He's got this, lamp on the ground, and he has his head down, and he's just like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? So what's interesting about this card, though, is that, number one, you obviously have a person who is really distraught about something. Okay, well, what are they distraught about? Well, two things. Number one, this card is sitting between this Page of Pentacles and between the next card, which is the Ten of Cups, okay? The next card will be the Ten of Cups, okay? So this is the karmic partner, okay? This, to me, is the divine masculine and the divine feminine, okay? I really feel like the reason why it's in between this Five of Pentacles is because, this person is really worried about, number one, and more so than, more so they're worried about this Page of Pentacles than they are about this Ten of Cups, okay? But it's sitting in between both. So that's telling me that, you know, this person is really distraught and thinking about these two things, okay? So number one, they're really worried about this Page of Pentacles, see, because, let's see. I don't know if you can, okay, well, laying down on the table, this guy is facing this Page of Pentacles, okay, on the table. So the way that I read it as it fell down is, you know, this guy is really worried about this guy, okay? So they're really worried about their pentacles, okay? They're really worried about, the karmic is worried about this relationship between the two twins, because number one, you know, if he leaves her and goes to, you know, the divine feminine, well, hell, you know, what's going to happen to her pentacles? What's going to happen to her material world? What's going to happen to the money that he brings in? You know, the stuff that he buys her, the life that he provides. You know, that's really what this person is worried about, because again, on the table, it's facing, you know, the Page of Pentacles, but it is between both, okay? It is between both of these. So this is telling me that they're really worried that, you know, that if these two were to come into union, she's going to lose everything, okay? And she's really worried about it, because then the next card that we have is the Three of Cups, which is all about celebration, you know, and it's coming after this, you know, Ten of Cups. I mean, the karmic is really worried that, you know, the divine masculine is going to go to his divine feminine, and if so, you know, there's going to be celebration, you know, there's just going to be happiness, and, you know, again, really, really worried about it. This guy is just really distraught. So, so what does she do? Well, the next card that we have is the Nine of Wands, and in this picture, you see a woman, and she's near that cave, okay? She's in a dress, you know, she's barefooted, she's looking very sexy and seductive, and she's calling in the masculine. You see this man here? She's calling him in to this cave, okay? She's calling him in seductively. So this is telling me that, you know, she knows about this relationship. She's worried that they'll, you know, come together, being in love. You see, they're together on a beach, and there's a rainbow behind them, and they're hugging and they're kissing, you know, celebration. So she's really worried about this, right? Really worried about this. So what does she do? She has to resort to tasteless tactics, okay? Because the Nine of Wands in the traditional tarot, you see this guy who's been in a battle, and he has these 8 wands behind him, and he's holding this one, you know, and it's to say that you have a person who, you know, is fighting the good fight, okay, and they're persevering through it. Well, but here's the thing. She's fighting the good fight. She's persevering. But how is she persevering? She's persevering through tasteless tactics. Calling him in seductively. Resorting to lust in order to keep him enticed, you know, not love, not emotions, but tasteless tactics, okay? But, you know, how long can a person do that, you know? How long before, you know, the divine comes in and says, you know what, I've had enough of this shit, enough of this tasteless tactics. If you're not serious about this divine masculine, then we're going to step in and we're going to help out, okay? And I feel like that's what's going to happen, you know, in the future. That's what's going to happen, because then the next card that we have is the Judgment card, okay? And in the traditional tarot, you know, you usually see this angel, and he's blowing this trumpet, right? Coming in, you know, it's Judgment Day, coming in to, you know, rebirth something, okay? So we have Judgment, and there's not an angel here, but there is a dove inside that sun there. Okay, you can see this dove, and when you think of a dove, you do think of something that is divine, okay? So it's basically the same thing, okay? So, you know, the divine is going to come in and, you know, Judgment is coming in and gonna say, hey, you know what, Karmic, you know, you've been doing this. All you care about is materialistic things. All you care about is money. All you care about is what he can give you, you know, financially or materialistically. That's all you care about. You don't care about love. You don't care about emotions. So you know what? We're stepping in. We're stepping in because we've had enough of this shit, and we're going to come in to save the day for these two people. And you know what, Karmic, you are going to have to atone for your tasteless tactics. And we're coming in, and we're coming in with the Ace of Cups, okay? The Ace of Cups is all about new beginnings in love. So, and you know, Judgment is in between this Nine of Wands, the tasteless tactics, and the Ace of Cups. So Judgment is in between those two. So this is how I know Judgment is going to come in and say, okay, we've had enough of this shit. We're about to, you know, we're about to rectify the situation. And Judgment comes in and rectifies the situation. So, you know, it's one thing to persevere. It's one thing to fight the good fight. And if you know, if she was persevering and fighting the good fight with, you know, actual love and emotion, you know, that'd be one thing. But not like this. Not with lust, not with, you know, and not because, you know, it's all about the pentacles, okay? It's, you know, no, absolutely not. And, you know, and that's why you call it a karmic relationship, okay? There you go. So, anyways, Judgment is going to come in and set karma straight on this, is what's going to happen. But anyways, I did pull some clarifiers for him, so why don't we go ahead and just go through those really quick, you know? So for the Six of Cups, what I got was the Four of Pentacles. So absolutely, yes, the Karmic absolutely does know that there is a union between the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine. And she knows that she has to do whatever she has to do to hold on to these pentacles, because that's exactly what's going on in this card. You see a guy here and he's holding on tight to the pentacles, okay? So, yes, absolutely. Does she know? Yes, she does. And she is worried about her pentacles, okay? So then for the next card, for the Page of Pentacles, you have the Fool. And the Fool is all about, you know, somebody taking a leap of faith and starting a new beginning. She's really worried. She's worried that he is going to start a new beginning, take a leap of faith on his masculine, and, you know, she's going to be sitting there wondering what's happening to her pentacles. So then for the Five of Pentacles, what confirmed it was the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Now, when you have it this way, it's all about planning, you know, planning your garden and watching it grow, you know, watching it prosper, you know, but this is not in the upright, it came out in the reverse. So this is telling me that, you know, not only is she, you know, distraught because of all this other stuff going on, but she knows that she has not been feeding this garden. You know, it's you know, it's withered away, it's dried up. She has not, you know, she has not put the love. She has not watered it with love and emotions or with sunshine, you know. So this garden now has just withered away, and, you know, and she knows it, and that's why she's sitting there, you know, with her head down, you know, trying to figure out what the hell happened, how the hell she went wrong. She knows how the hell she went wrong, but, you know, some people, you know, you can't explain that to them because there's so much in their ego, you know. I mean, what can you do, you know? Sometimes you need a rude awakening like Judgment to come in and say, and just put that whip on somebody and, you know, rude awakening them that way, you know. So anyway, so for the next card, for the Ten of Cups, what we got was the Ten of Pentacles. Okay, so this is just telling me absolutely Judgment's going to come in and say, hey, you know what? We're going to rectify this situation. We're going to put these two people together, and when we do, they are going to have, you know, 10 cups of love to feed this relationship that is going to be beautiful, out of this world, and there is a rainbow that is, you know, sitting behind them, and, you know, is absolutely going to make the wishes come true, you know, in the heart space, but not only in the heart space, but in the physical, because this is 10 of Pentacles. So, you know, Judgment's coming in to give 10 cups of love and 10 pentacles, you know, for the 3D world. So I see very, very, very good things for this couple in the future, and you know, and it's something that has to come in. It's something that's coming in from the divine. So anyway, so then the next card to confirm the Three of Cups was the Wheel of Fortune. It is in the upright position. The Wheel of Fortune is all about karma. Okay. It's all about karma bringing in good fortune, okay? So this is just saying that one cycle has to end in order for another one to begin. So what this is telling me is that, you know, the Wheel of Fortune is coming in and going to take control over this karmic situation and say enough of this karma, and I'm ending this cycle so that these two people can celebrate with the Three of Cups, okay? So for the Nine of Wands, what I got confirming the Nine of Wands was the Eight of Wands. Now, the Eight of Wands is all about action, fast, forward action. So not only is she, you know, resorting, you know, to tasteless tactics, you know, fighting the good fight and persevering through these tasteless tactics, she's really doing it, because the Eight of Wands, is, like I said, is fast moving action. So she, you know, she's really fighting the good fight, and she's putting it all on. She's putting it all out there. Whatever stops she can pull, she is pulling them. Okay, she's whatever it takes, she is doing it, because she really cares about these pentacles. She's really, really worried about how it's going to affect her physical life. Okay, so then the next card we have to clarify the Judgment card. We have the King of Cups. So what this is telling me is that when the divine comes in to rectify this situation, Judgment is coming in to really open up, you know, open up the divine masculine. Open his eyes, open his mind, open his heart. Judgment is going to come in to really give him a rude awakening, to really see what's going on, to see all this trickery and all this, you know, tasteless tactics. But it's going to hit him, is what I'm seeing. The divine is going to come in to open his eyes so that he can then go on to his divine feminine, because then for the Ace of Cups, what confirmed that was the Chariot. And of course, these two cards are sitting next to each other, so that tells me that, yeah, Judgment is going to come in, wake up the divine masculine, send him on his way away from the karmic, you know, forward movement to the divine feminine, so that they can have this Ace of Cups. Okay, so. And, you know, even if you read these cards top down, you have the Six of Cups, okay? These two people who are in love, and then, you know, you have the three of Cups. So this is telling me that these two people who are in love are going to celebrate in the future, okay? And then top down, we have the Page of Pentacles with the Nine of Wands. So this is talking about the karma, worried about her pentacles, and this is her taking the action, you know, the seductive action in order to persevere, in order to fight the good fight, you know, tasteless tactics, okay? So the karmic and the karmic. So then you have the Page of Pentacles, you know, the karmic being very distraught about her, you know, about her finances, about, you know, the divine masculine taking off to be with the divine feminine, and, you know, worrying about how, you know, she's going to survive without, you know, those pentacles. And, you know, top down, you have Judgment coming in to, you know, to atone for all of that. And then we have the the Ten of Cups with the Ace of Cups. So even reading it top down, you know, even when you read, I mean, I was reading it, you know, from left to right, But even reading it top down tells its own story too, you know. So it's just amazing, you know. It really is. It really is amazing how, you know, I guess I would have liked to have seen, you know, the karmic really care about the masculine emotionally. You know, I would have liked to, you know, it's different to to sit back as a feminine and say, well, you know, maybe the karmic is good to the masculine. You know, as a feminine, we can kind of understand. Well, you know, he's, you know, we love our masculine. We want the best for him, even if our masculine cannot be with us. You know, we want to see that he's at least happy. You know, and that he's with at least somebody who's good to him. You know, and you know, when you see a reading like this, and you see a person who doesn't really give a shit about the emotions, doesn't give a shit about the love, but just really cares about their self. You know, their selflessness and you know what it's going to do to them and their life if he were to go away. You know, it's just horrible to see. You know, I mean, I really do feel bad for the masculine. You know, I mean, you know, of course he makes his own mistakes too. You know, but you know, you don't ever want to see people go through this. I mean, if you have any kind of empathy, you know, and me, I'm an empath anyways, you know, I mean, and that's one of the reasons why, you know, it's part of picking up energy, and it's part of being readers, that you become an empath. And so for someone like me, you know, I can feel that energy, and it's, you know, it's just horrible, and it's unfortunate, really, you know, but you know, all that we can do as people, as a collective, as a feminine, is all that we can do is really just send, you know, love and light to the masculine, and you know, and really hope that that judgment will come in soon to save the day and open up his eyes, you know, like is actually going to happen. I mean, this is going to happen. Of course, this is, you know, talking about in the future, you know, but it is going to happen. You know, I know that it's going to happen. It's just, you know, we're still in a cycle, you know, we're still in this cycle, and the cycle has to complete, okay? But I feel very strongly and very confident that this cycle will end, and, you know, good things will then come in. And, I mean, I do see, you know, the twins coming into union again. You know, it's just going to take a little bit of time. But anyways, guys, you know, I hope that you enjoyed that, you know, looking into the point of view of the karmic, you know, just to kind of see, you know, what is she thinking in her mind, you know. I mean, I really hadn't even done one for myself. So, you know, I really enjoyed this because, you know, I got to kind of see, you know, what's going on here, you know, even for my own personal self. So I did enjoy this, but I hope that you did, and if you did, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and also, you know, don't forget that you do want to, if you do subscribe, you know, you have to press the bell so that way you can get notifications, because when I do these readings, then, you know, you'll know that they've come in. If you don't press the button, then you don't know that they've come in. So you know, this collective that I am channeling here, you know, I'm going to stay on it. I'm going to keep doing readings, so you don't want to miss out on that, all right? So if you are on this twin flame journey, stick with me, and, you know, you have questions, I have answers, all right? So we will talk to you later. Bye.